If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Warning, the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, kiddies. This is yours duly, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio. We're full of shit today. It's your boy Bones with Kat and Rob, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you?
What's up?
I'm all right.
You're on your second glass of wine. You're doing pretty good, it sounds like.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good.
What are the odds Kat doesn't make it through this show?
I do not want to be stuck alone with you, Rob. Please, Kat, slow it down for the love of Christ.
All right.
Jeez.
Slow it down a little.
Just a smidge. Guys, we are back, and I have a couple of things I want to get to before we start anything.
Okay.
Well, before I even get to that, last week we talked an American Werewolf in London, and I like how we will go from like complete polar fucking opposites of things. And it's like, obviously, the movie that we're doing this week is different in damn near every fucking way.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kudos us for that. I mean, we're probably going to be doing fucking Santa Jaws sooner than later.
Yes.
So, I mean, the diversity that we show is really impressive.
Yeah, well, it's all horror.
Right.
When I'm allowed to pick
except
movies
for maybe,
again, we'll be doing like French horror movies. So.
Except for maybe this week's episode. Maybe this one's not horror.
I'm glad I know we said we weren't going to talk about it just yet. My only complaint about today's movie is that it's not horror. And yeah. I didn't realize that the first time I watched it back in, I didn't watch it the year it came out, but like 2008, 2009. And I'd had the same experience this week where it was like, it was good, but it's weird that we're talking about it on a horror podcast.
I don't think so. I think it's close enough.
It's horror adjacent.
Talk about. Yeah, it's very much horror adjacent. It's true crime. Yeah.
Well,
I think we can talk about it.
I had never seen this movie before I watched it this week for this episode. And, Kat, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sure we're going to be getting into it, a little more later on. But I would just like to point out and let the record show that is all Rob's fault.
No, I did not pick this movie. You did.
No, but you did not. But you kind of were the reason that I picked it. Because 2 weeks in a row, I got to listen to this horror life, and you're going on about fucking Zodiac, and I'm like, damn, man, all right, shit, Rob's talking about it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I told Ghost she needs to watch it because she loves true crime, and this is a great true crime movie. That's all.
I mean, I guess, but this is somewhat your fault.
All right. I mean, that's fine. I'll own it. This is a great fucking movie.
You might not be happy with me soon, sir.
You son of a bitch.
God damn. Guys, I wanted to bring up two things just real quick. One of them has nothing to do with anything. The other one has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it has to do with this show.
Perfect slasher radio formula.
Beautiful, right?
Nailed it.
There we go. Anti-formulaic is our thing. Hold on. I got to get us a little fucking mood music real quick. Okay. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. All right. I want to bring up two things because we're going to have a little court of law here. I was playing with a friend of mine on Xbox, and he's younger. He's around 18, 19. And he had the nerve to say, and it bothered me so much that I really just wanted to use our platform to bitch about it for the most part. He said that he was talking about gaming and this and that, and he said he misses old Nintendo games like the Wii.
Oh,
right.
no.
Can you believe the balls?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make you feel old.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I sat there.
Like that.
If I was in front of him, I'd have slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man. The Super Nintendo, no, Nintendo 64, Game Boy, none of that. The DS. Even.
Genesis. The Genesis, man, that was the system.
Well, that was Sega.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I
mean, I don't know, man. Like, that's why I don't talk to young people anymore, because they're dumb.
That one makes me feel old. Like, I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that I don't know why. And again, it has nothing to do with anything. That just really pissed me off.
Yeah. That reminds me, I told you that story about the girl I worked with who was like 22 or something, and she was talking to me about how much she liked Bates Motel. And I said, I think it's a good show, but it's weird that it's a prequel to the movie, yet they have like cell phones and stuff. And she said, there was a movie?
Oh.
I was like, are you kidding me?
It's crazy how old we can feel, man, with simple shit like that. Like, I sat there and did a double tap. I'm like, what? The Wii is old now? What the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's old.
God damn it.
Yeah.
But all right.
I worked with a girl too, and we were at a show, and the band was playing a song, and I didn't recognize it, and I was like, "What is this song?" And it turns out it was a cover. I can't remember what song they were playing, but it was a cover. And she's like, "You don't remember? This is from your time."
Ooh.
My time? My time is now, motherfucker.
Damn.
My time? Damn. I got to put me in my wheelchair and roll me up for dinner at the old folks' home, I guess.
Damn, man. It's sad. It really is sad, man. It really is. Like, I'm getting the cat. You're not quite there yet, but shit like that'll bring you there. But man, I'm getting to that.
I feel it sometimes, though.
Right? And like, but I'm getting to that point where it's happening more and more often, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's brutal. It sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the real reason for this Slasher Radio court of law right now, and I'm looking at you, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure. I was doing some editing for last week's episode. At this point,
Okay.
somebody farted.
It wasn't me.
You see, I don't know. I don't know. It could have been me. I don't know. But I was listening, and I heard. I don't know if I heard a fart, but it sounded like a fart.
I'm going to say this, in all honesty, I don't remember farting during last week's episode. I'm not going to say I didn't, though.
Okay. Well, at least Rob's honest about it. I don't remember if it was me.
Yeah, I don't remember if I did or not.
And I don't think it would be Kat. Kat seems like a sophisticated woman. I don't think she would just fucking crack a rat like that.
I was like completely ready to confess. I don't think it was me, but
You're trying to take the blame for it?
But I don't know that it wasn't me. I also last week was the first one where I was drinking, so
Oh.
No.
We might have an answer. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I like this horror court thing, though. We should do this more often.
Right, we really should. You will come into play a lot with your movie. If we really took you to trial for some of your movie choices, Rob, oh my god.
Dude, if this became a segment, I think I would be the judge.
Oh god.
I would be an awesome judge.
I'd be the devil's advocate.
I'm really good at judging people.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't want you to be the judge because I'll fucking end up doing life.
I'm just saying, I'm excellent at judging people.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know. I felt like it should be. I had to have listened to that about 50 fucking times. Like, I was like, whoa. I was doing something and had it going on in my ear, and I was like, whoa. the fuck was that?
Huh.
I stopped everything I was doing, pulled it up, and I'm looking at it, like, I pulled it back again, and I played it again, and I was like, whoa, is that a fart? Who was it?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it wasn't me, but I'm not certain that it was either.
All right. Well, the fart will forever be a mystery then, I guess, because I don't remember it being me. I don't know. So, there goes that. Yeah, so I just had to get some stuff off my chest.
All right.
I feel better now.
Better.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I feel like a weight is lifted.
Horror court. It needs to be a thing.
It really does. It really does. We'll just come up with some shit that we want to take to court every now and then.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
But that Nintendo thing pissed me off. The Wii?
Yeah, that's why you can't talk to kids, man.
I know. It's so bizarre. I don't know. But anyway, guys, are you ready to get into the news so that we can move forward and I can piss Rob off a little bit?
Let's do it. I love the news.
I love pissing you off.
It's time to hump the news with Rob Humphrey.
He's not a genius. All right, first up, first of all, you can go to slasherradio.com, check out all these articles and more, all our interviews, all that bullshit. Some more interviews may be coming soon. I don't know. We kind of discussed that before the mics went on. And also go to 12nightshorror.com, promote horror.com, horrormoviestuff.com. They're a great source for all indie horror, mainstream stuff, just shit in general. They have all kinds. Dude, in all honesty, it is crazy how much, like, comics and shit, like, Kat was talking a little bit about anime earlier and stuff, like, so much leaks into the horror community, and it's really crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I'm always mad when it does. Like, get your anime out of here.
Bob.
I don't need that.
Kat, are you offended by that statement?
A little bit. Junji Ito is so good.
Uh-huh.
So good.
I mean, I was thinking the same thing just before you said it, but I was going to say, get your anime out of here except for Junji Juji. You know, that dude is all right.
I got burnt out on anime, which really annoys all my friends because I'm still friends with, like, a bunch. They're listening and they're mad at me right now, but I'm still friends with a bunch of anime nerds, and they're all frustrated with me because I don't do it anymore. Except for, like, it's really good when it's horror based. I'm all over the Asian horror comics,
and it's limitless. You know, I'm personally not into anime, but I can appreciate, you know, its place in the horror community. But, Kat, for you and for your anime friends, I got Rob. There we go. This is the first one.
All right.
Number one.
I'll take one for the nerds. That's all right.
Oh, damn. All right, so first up, AMC has picked up Fear the Walking Dead for season 7. I know Rob doesn't really give a shit about Walking Dead. Kat, are you a Walking Deadite?
I read the comics.
That does not count.
Started the comics. No, no. I'll get around to it eventually, maybe. I haven't yet. It's only been, what, like 20, 30 years?
Yes, yeah.
It's been on forever.
I know, but you know, I'm with you on this aspect of it. I don't like Fear the Walking Dead. I know, I wasn't aware. I found out recently that actually I thought Fear the Walking Dead was going to come and go, but apparently it's doing great.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody liked Fear the Walking Dead. I'm surprised it's even still on.
Me too. I was a huge Walking Dead fan. And I tried it. I was skeptical, but somewhat excited, and I put it on. I gave it 3 tries. Didn't like it any of them. So, I mean, but I guess it's out there, and, you know, we have to kind of mention it, I guess.
I guess so.
Someone's excited.
Right. So
Somewhere,
yeah.
Someone in a deep zombie hole somewhere is thrilled about that news, but, I mean, good for them. It's kind of... It's crazy how, like, you know, Walking Dead was announced that it's going off the air and after next season and all that. And it's just, I don't think it's ever going to be something that actually dies because, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be going away.
Yeah, because now aren't they talking about doing a spin-off show or something?
2 of them.
And at one point there was talk of a movie. I don't know where that stands.
Yeah, there's supposed to be several TV movies.
Yeah, so,
up.
I mean... Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It makes them too much money.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people shit on it, too, and it always pissed me off. It's like, oh, well, the ratings are dead for Walking Dead. It's like, dude, they set all these fucking records for TV ratings. Like, nobody's going to sustain that forever.
Yeah.
Like, they just had further to fall is really all it was. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still... I haven't caught up with... I watched the finale of last season, but I wasn't caught up. That was really all I watched. Shamefully so, but... Yeah, it's still Walking Dead, man. You need to leave it alone.
I watched the first season when it aired, and that was all I watched. I was out.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was boring.
Okay. Damn it. Two already. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. But I did also want to mention another piece of Walking Dead news this week, and this actually has me a little excited. AMC is hosting a Walking Dead holiday special, and it's going to be hosted by Chris Hardwick, who, you know, everybody who watches knows he hosts The Talking Dead. And apparently December 13th, they're going to be all on video call and social distanced and all that shit. And, you know, they have cast members from the past and present. And they're going to talk about the holidays of Walking Dead. What's better than that?
All right. I mean, maybe it'll be as good as the Star Wars holiday special. You guys remember that?
Oh.
Oh. That is legendarily
that's
bad.
one of those, like classically bad films.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah, it is notorious for being awful.
that sucks. Yeah, that sounds bad. Oh, just thinking of what it could have been. Oh, God. Shame on whoever watched that. Which I'm guessing was you guys, so.
Yeah. Had to.
Yeah. But that's kind of cool. I mean, I always like reunion and stuff like that. And they're, you know, the last season got interrupted, and it's like, you know, next season's getting pushed back and all this shit. So, yeah, it's kind of cool that they're doing something.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be weird, though. They're all going to be on, like, some weird Zoom call. You know, some guy's going to get all pixelated in the middle of talking. It's going to, you know.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, Lauren Cohen is going to be on there. Melissa McBride, Josh McDermott. I do not see Negan listed. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which, I mean, damn, that sucks.
I don't know any of the characters or anything, so I can't help you.
But wait a minute.
I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Right.
I know the actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Rob, really? You don't know Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
The name's familiar, but I probably couldn't pick him out of the lineup.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll look him up. Hold on.
How do you not know Negan, though?
Go ahead. I'll see if I know this dude.
Oh my God. This is
Maybe I
shameful.
do. Maybe I do.
You had to have seen Negan.
I don't know who the hell Negan is, man. Maybe I have.
The dude with the bat, leather jacket looks cool as fuck. No?
Hold on, let me see.
Kat, this is what we gotta deal with.
No.
There's no amount of wine can fix
Oh, I've
this.
seen this dude before. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I know who that is.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen this guy before, but I still have no idea who the character is. I don't watch the show. I mean, I've seen pictures of him, but...
Damn. Alright, well... Yeah, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan is not listed. I mean, I don't know if they're, you know, doing anything where he may just pop up and do his thing, but...
Yeah, it'd be like Sting on AEW on Wednesday night.
Oh my God.
He's gonna do a run-in.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan doing a run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was really excited for it, but I don't see Rick on there. I don't see Shane on there. I don't see Jeffrey Dean Morgan on there. I don't see Michonne listed on there. And they did say, like, I know some of them are off the show and Jeffrey Dean Morgan is leaving. Well, I mean, I guess the show's ending anyway, but they said past and present. So that's kind of a big sad face. Anyway.
They're gonna have Michael Rooker there. Wasn't he on that show?
Michael Rooker.
Yeah, wasn't he on that show?
Now I gotta look up Michael Rooker.
I felt like he was on there. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, fuck, Merle. Yeah, he was, no, he's not on there either, I don't think. Damn, what the hell are they doing? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, no, I don't see Michael. Yes, yeah. God damn it! Why they gotta see now? Now I don't even want to see it now. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thanks for ruining Walking Dead for me, Rob. I appreciate that.
That's what I do. I help open your eyes to the truth.
Oh God, I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. Okay, next up, Aquaman director James Wan is or Wan. I never know which is correct.
It's Wan.
Okay, me with names yet again. James Wan is making a new Van Helsing movie. What do you guys think about that? I mean, James Wan has done some great things in the horror genre.
Has he?
Saw?
Yeah. I mean, has he?
Yes. Yes.
What's he got? He's Saw
Saw.
in the Conjuring universe? Is it that good?
That's regrettable. But
I
yes.
mean,
Lights Out,
yeah.
though. Lights Out was good.
I didn't see Lights Out.
Focus on Lights Out and not on the Conjuring universe.
So yeah, I mean, like I'm excited about the prospect of a Van Helsing movie because I think there was one, 20 years ago or something that was garbage.
It was, yes.
So like the idea of somebody trying it again and hopefully making a good one is appealing to me, but I mean, every time I see James Wan associated with something now, I picture all the thousands of jump scares that try to make into a movie in the Conjuring universe, and I'm afraid that's what he's going to do with this one.
I can't argue with that. I'm on record several times of saying if our buddy Alfredo's listening right now, he's going to be real pissed, but I don't like the Conjuring movies. And Annabelle wasn't really all that spectacular to me either. But, Kat mentioned he had Lights Out, and I think he did, where is
Insidious?
it? Yeah, he did do Insidious.
I don't like Insidious either.
Me either. Me either. Oh, here it is, the Swamp Thing, that TV series.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so I can't comment one way or another.
He has talent, so that's one thing. Like, he's definitely talented. His movies always look great, so it's like, yeah, we got to see what he does. That's really it. That's all we can do is wait and see. Okay. All right, next up that I got to talk to you guys about, we've been getting a lot of... Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait to the end for that one. That one's going to be...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We're going to wait on that one. All right, so we'll talk about this one first. A mechanical xenomorph mask, I guess, or head prop or something like that, was sold at an auction for $83,750.
Ooh,
right? And
that's a lot of money.
that's a lot of money, and even more money is from the Omen. The Hero Dagger sold for $92,125.
How?
I don't know where people get money from, but Jesus Christ. I mean, it's kind of cool to see props like this from horror stuff go for so much money and all that, but damn, guys.
You didn't buy all those, Mikey?
No.
I mean, no!
If I had the money for that, it definitely wouldn't. Like, see, that was another thing I wanted to ask you guys. If you had the money to buy a prop, like, and you would just go all out for it, what would it be? Like, what movie would it be from? What would the prop be? Does anything stand out to you?
Oh, like Markin's box from Hellraiser?
Oh, yes.
Even the replicas are pretty expensive, and I've been thinking about getting one anyway, but if I could get, like, one of the actual ones, that would be it.
That is a good pick. Rob, I assume you would spend hundreds of thousands on the tire from Rubber.
No. I can't think of anything that I would really spend money to purchase prop-wise. Honestly.
No,
I can't think of it. Nothing's jumping out at me right away.
So not like a machete from Friday the 13th or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I could just go buy a machete and tell people it was used in one of the movies.
That's not the same.
Like, yeah, no, I'm not really, I don't know. Like, I can't think of anything that I would spend all that much money on. I mean, there's probably something. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
if I was going to go all out and spend, and I had the money and I could spend whatever I wanted, it would probably be for a movie used Freddy Krueger glove.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, like Robert Englund's hand was in that bitch and everything. That'd be kind of cool. But
yeah.
But damn, man, the money that people spend on this stuff.
Yeah, people love that stuff.
Yeah, apparently it was a Ridley Scott auction. So I don't know who the hell that is, but
Ridley Scott, he's made a bunch of Alien. Well, he made Alien.
oh, okay.
And then, did he do Prometheus?
I don't know.
He's done a bunch of movies. Ridley Scott's done a bunch of stuff.
Well, they're auctioning off a bunch of his shit, and apparently it's going for big money.
Well, because there are two Scott brothers. I want to make sure I got the right one.
Oh my god! Look at Rob giving false information.
All right, no, Ridley Scott. All right, yeah. So he did Alien, Blade Runner, Prometheus, Gladiator, Alien Covenant, The Martian, Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise.
That was a weird one with the others.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. That's all I'm saying. And is he the one that's dead, or is his brother the one that? Let's say his brother's the one that's dead. Tony Scott.
You're so pleasant, Rob.
I'm look. It's not. I didn't kill the guy. He's just dead. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, him and his brother both made a bunch of movies.
Well, I mean, their auctions seem to be pretty cool. Like whatever they're doing, auctioning this stuff off, and I don't know where the money is going. I don't know if they're donating anything or it's
Probably Ridley Scott's bank account. That'd be my guess.
probably yeah. So
That's where it'd go if I owned it.
yeah, right. So yeah, that's all. I love seeing shit like that, but it also makes me sad because it's like, damn, man, I cannot afford any of this stuff that I would love to have. It's a shame. But good for them. The last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and actually, I guess I should send you this tweet on Twitter, in case you haven't seen it already. It's not a bad one. It's not a bad.
Okay.
It's not one of mine.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Let's see.
Scream, and it's at Scream Movies, tweeted a picture of a lot of blood. So it's looking like, I was going to say Scream 5, but apparently the upcoming Scream is going to be a fucking real bloodbath. I mean, I'm excited just seeing this. It may mean nothing, but I'm happy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know about this movie. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I guess I'm cautiously optimistic at best going into it. Like, I trust the guys that are making it because Ready or Not was so good, but at the same time, it feels really weird to me that somebody else is making a Scream movie. You know, so I'm just concerned about it.
I'm gonna go in with an open mind. I'm reserving the right to criticize later, but I'm gonna watch it excitedly.
So what you're saying is you're reserving your seat now to bitch about this later?
Yeah.
Damn.
I have concerns about it.
That's fair.
I'm worried, but I would like for it to be good. Like, I'm rooting on the side of Scream. I would like to be wrong about my concerns.
I'm kind of afraid that it's going to feel like Scream 4, which I didn't think felt like a Scream movie.
Nothing wrong
because
with that.
They're saying some of the same stuff going into this one, that it's like going to, sort of a passing of the torch to a new generation or whatever. And they said the same thing before Scream 4, and I don't know. Scream 4 has kind of fell flat for me.
You guys are gonna piss me off. You really are with this whole Scream 4 shit. Scream 4 was a really good movie.
It's fine. It's not. I don't dislike it. It just doesn't feel like a Scream movie to me.
It was a great movie.
I said it's fine.
No. It's not fine. It's great. It's phenomenal. What was like? We're gonna have to do a Scream 4 episode soon. Like, 'cause this is. Damn you guys, man! It really that's one of the movies that, like, it honestly does blow my mind when people say they don't like it. Like, that's how much I enjoyed it.
But I didn't say I don't like it. I said it was fine. Like, the Scream ranking is 1, 2, 4, 3.
Nah,
So not last.
it's 1, 4, 2, 3.
You're out of your
Oh
damn
boy, no.
Yeah. Scream 2 is like one of the best sequels in horror history. It's come so close to matching the original.
I don't know about that. I gotta rewatch. It's been a while since I've rewatched Scream 2, and I've seen Scream 4 a lot more recently than Scream 2. I don't know, man. Scream 4 was really good.
We should all agree, and you don't apparently, but we should all agree that it's at least 1 and 2 are like the top 2 Scream slots. Those are so solid.
I love Scream 2. I'm not, there's no knock on Scream 2. You know what? All right, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on cementing that because I haven't seen Scream 2 in a very long. I've seen the original, very recently, and Scream 4, and even Scream 3. We did. Me and Bobby did an episode on that not too long ago. So Scream 2 was definitely the longest I've been since seeing. So, but I'm tentative 1, 4, 2, 3. Tentative.
That's awful. You're just embarrassing yourself right now.
No, I'm not. Dude, the circumstances in which Scream 4 came out, like, dude, it was so long, and it's like, who the hell knew about, like, the younger kids didn't know about Scream at that point, really? They came out
I was
and hit
excited for 4 to come out.
I mean, look, man, I don't know if you're aware of this, Mikey, but when you say things on this show, other people can hear them.
No, I'm well aware. God damn it. You know what? I'm gonna need everybody who's listening to this show and active on our Twitter. I need a voice for it. And don't get me wrong, I've been like, I could not believe the positive response we got from the fog. Like, I really was shocked. And that happens every now and then where I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, people really like this fucking thing.
Yeah, because the fog's damn awesome.
Well, be that as it may.
I think this needs to be. We don't have to get into the whole debate, but I do think you should post a poll to the official Twitter where people vote for Scream 2 or Scream 4.
I'm gonna do that right fucking now. Actually,
do it.
I'm gonna do it right now at 2:30 in the morning.
Scream 2.
Do we get a lot of positive reaction on Twitter? Because all I ever get from our listeners is a big old pile of shit all the time.
Oh yeah, Kat, I don't know if you've seen it, but apparently Rob was voted by our Chris the most annoying person on the planet.
I saw that.
Most annoying person on Twitter. Yeah. And there is no way I'm the most annoying person on Twitter.
It's
Competition
up there.
is high on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's up there because I mean you're the only one I know that sends me fucking Tom Atkins pictures. Like,
That's a service for you.
I don't know. Well, the tweet's going up because you guys, you're really gonna piss me off. And you know what's
because
fucked
we're
up?
right.
No, damn it. You know what too? It's fucked up because I know they're gonna vote Scream 2. These sons of bitches. I know.
It's so good.
Even if they've never seen either one of them, they're gonna. Oh, well, the second one's got to be, and it's gonna really. If Scream 4, I don't expect it to win, but even if it contends, I'll be sad. That's a personal victory. A personal victory.
All right, well, this will be fun.
I keep refreshing the Twitter page so I can put in a vote for Scream.
Oh, you goddamn
I'm so invested.
Hey,
I know. I'm thinking about creating burner accounts.
you son of a bitch. Oh, damn it.
They vote multiple times.
Here's the thing. I feel very passionately about this because I am on the unpopular debate so often. There are so many horror movies that I love that everyone hates. There are so many horror movies that everyone loves that I just cannot stand. It is so good to have a horror opinion and feel like the community is going to have my back on this one.
And I don't have that right now.
I feel
I'm so
validated.
disappointed. So disappointed. All right. You know what? I'm going to put 2 days on this bitch. 2 days, the whole weekend. Everyone's got to fucking do this. All right. There it goes. It's out there for the world. I hear you clicking already, Kat. God.
I'm here.
Wow. Damn. Can I vote on my own shit?
You should be. I don't
so,
know.
yeah.
I don't know.
I should. Oh, I can't. Damn you two. That's, if I lose by 2 votes, I'm going to be so mad. All right, well, it's out there. We'll see. I've been itching to do a Scream episode, and every time we talk about it, we end up going off about it, so we're going to have to do 2 versus 4.
Why don't we just do the franchise like we did Saw?
It'd be more enjoyable. Enough of that. Look at this. Scream 2 100%. One vote. I can't stand you right now. God damn it. Oh, man. All right, well. Stay tuned for the results of this, guys. So, that should be miserable for my part.
If we don't get the results next week, we'll know who won.
Yeah, if it goes south, this will never be mentioned again. So.
Unrelated note, I'm taking over news next week.
Oh, go! Wow, damn. Okay, fair enough. All right, that's it for the news. We've done fought, scratched and clawed and everything enough. Rob, as I mentioned, I was listening to This Horror Life, and 2 weeks in a row, you praised the movie Zodiac from 2007.
Yep. This movie is, I would say, at least in my top 15, probably in my top 10 movies of all time.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
I love this movie.
Shit. Okay. Kat, I mean, that's a lot to say. I mean, where are you at with this one?
So here's the thing: is I liked it a lot more on the rewatch than I liked it when it was coming out. When it came out, I watched it when it came to DVD, and I didn't understand going in that it was not going to be a horror movie. So like the first thing that I felt, I was a little bit disappointed, and it went away. It went away like an hour into what is it? It's like 2 hours and 39 minutes or whatever. It's a longer movie.
Yeah, it's just over 2.5 hours.
Like once I realized that it was not going to be like a slasher film, once I realized I wasn't going to be scared, I stopped looking at it that way, and I appreciated it. And this time I knew that going in, which helped a lot. It's got a great cast. I think it's one of the better, I can't think of a true crime movie that I like better that isn't like an actual documentary. I think they did a really good job with it. I would not put it in my list of top 10 or top 15 movies of all time, though. Because I think it has a prohibitive runtime. Like, as a rewatch, that's it. And it's a little bit, like, there are moments that are kind of funny, kind of cute. There are moments that are like a little bit more tense, but it's not enough to cover like that long for me to rewatch it several more times, you know?
Right.
So I've seen this movie so many times I can't even count.
Damn.
See, I don't get that. I don't relate to that.
A long movie doesn't bother me though. For a long time, my favorite movie of all time, and one I'd watch twice a year at least, was The Godfather, which is over 3 hours.
Damn.
That's another long one.
Yeah, I love The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. Those are both have, I think, over 3 hour run times. I'm actually excited because Coppola recut Godfather 3 and he's re-releasing it as The Godfather Coda in theaters, and I can't wait to go see that because 3 sucks, but this one's supposed to be a lot better.
See, there are long movies that I will rewatch over and over and over again, but they have to be, I don't know, there has to be like something very compelling that makes me go back, that gets better on rewatches, and I can't imagine doing that for Zodiac. It's good.
I think a lot of the reason why I get drawn back to Zodiac is that I lived in Northern California for about 5 years, and San Francisco is it is my favorite city in the world. I love it there, and I think Fincher does a great job of shooting the city.
There were some beautiful shots.
Yeah, it looks great. It reminds me of being there, and all of the places that they mentioned, the towns outside of San Francisco and the counties where the other murders happen, Vallejo and Vacaville. I've been to all those towns. I feel a connection a bit to just the location and the setting of the movie, which I think really helps draw me back into it.
I can see that. You guys mentioned my biggest problem with this movie. Every time I watch a movie, especially when it's for this, we're doing a whole episode on it, I always check the runtime. And it's even become kind of whenever I'm going to watch a movie from doing these, I always check the runtime. I didn't check it for this one. And goddamn, I could not believe how long this movie was. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, like this thing is long as hell. And I didn't even really notice. I watched it all without really, like I was doing a couple things here and there, you know. I guess I lost track of time or something, but I noticed it was long. And then when it was all said and done, I was like, damn, man, like, this thing felt long. And I looked it up, and I was doing my research on it, and I seen 2 hours and 37 minutes.
Yeah.
I said, goddamn, Rob got me.
Now, the complaints about this movie from people that don't like it that I hear are, there's two of them usually. It's too long, and it's boring. Because it's...
I don't think it was boring.
The movie doesn't have like action in it. It's a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's character driven. It's an entirely character driven movie. So, and I can see why there are people who don't like that. I just happen to enjoy that. I think the characters are all interesting enough. And then again, like I said, the locations really pull me back to it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And I mean, normally I think I just bitched about the American Werewolf in London. I think one of my complaints was it was slow, and I got bored at times, and like that was one of my gripes with it. And I'll get that in movies sometimes, especially if I'm looking for a horror movie. I didn't mind it with this, and I could see what their point with it and what they mean. But you're watching a true crime movie. It's a lot of police work. It's a lot of that's what did you expect from the movie? I will say this though. I do wish it had a little bit more, I don't know, blood, gore. I guess you can't really get that in this kind of something. Kat,
yeah, there's not a lot of that.
No, Kat, do you get what I mean with it?
I definitely get what you mean, and I feel kind of two ways about it, because on the one hand, I think that the fact that they didn't, because this was a fictional movie based off of a true crime book, and they could have gone, a lot of movies that you see like this that are based off of real events, they go very sensationalized, and I think there was something very poignant about not creating a story to sensationalize any one person's involvement, but like painting a broader picture. I do think there was a little bit of grit. They could have done a little bit more, especially because, they didn't go full documentary. It was something weird in between, and it made it really stand out. I can't really think of any other true crime movies that don't go too far one way or the other, where they're like loosely based off of a real crime or completely real. It hit a middle path that not a lot of other movies hit. But on the other hand, especially, I wish, and this is, I don't even think that there needed to be more gore exactly, but I wish there had been more tension if they were going to show the murders on screen.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't care about the people who were getting killed, which is an awful thing to say, but like, I wish they had touched just a little bit more on the human aspect of that.
Fincher was sort of adamant about not doing that.
Which with the gore, I understand, but like,
when he took on the project, he was drawn to it because apparently he grew up in the Bay Area during this time, and he remembered being as a kid, the Zodiac Killer was just the ultimate boogeyman to kids in that area, and he really wanted to make a movie about the case. He didn't want to go into anyone's backstories. None of that. He wanted to pick up when the killing started and go forward from there. And he was adamant that they get as much right as they could, so much so that they went back and spent months and months interviewing people that were involved with the case. And they would get stories from people who were, the handful of survivors and their families. And they talked to the detectives that worked the case. They pulled all of the police files that they could get. He wanted it to be as true to life as it possibly could be.
And it shows, like, for everyone investigating, for all of the like interviews and stuff, I think that really shows. And obviously, there's only so much that can be done for the other elements, but
right. And it's also because the killer was never caught.
Right.
It's essentially an unsolved case. So there are some things we're just never going to know the answer to. But yeah, it was based on the book Zodiac by Robert Graysmith, who's the character played by Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie.
Excellent true crime book, by the way.
And also his second book, Zodiac Unmasked. When he wrote Zodiac, Arthur Lee Allen was still alive, and he did not name him as the guy that he thought was the prime suspect. He wrote it with he gave the prime suspect an alias in that book because I'm assuming, didn't want to get sued.
Probably.
After Arthur Lee Allen died, he did write the second book, Zodiac Unmasked, in which he named him. And he seems to be everyone's prime suspect in this case, but they could never get enough evidence to prove it.
It puts you in a tricky spot because if you go too far one way and, kind of like what I was saying with, wanting more something. I don't even know what more I wanted, but you want to stay as true to it. And I respect that. I'm not hating on him for that. I respect that because you do want authenticity in there. There's so many things it's Hollywood and it's a movie. But it's nice every now and then to get something that's real and, well, as real as a movie could be. But you get too far into that stuff where it's like, okay, well, we're going to make this as entertaining of a movie as we can. And it's like, okay, well, now what are we doing? You're on a very thin line with that kind of stuff.
It is. It is a very thin line. And Fincher, one of the reasons he wanted to make it as real as possible, and he put in all that research and everything, is that he said he felt a great responsibility to the families of the victims of these crimes to make sure that he told the story as realistically as possible without sensationalizing it.
Right.
The first Dirty Harry movie, which is actually shown in this movie a little bit, was based on this case, and the Dirty Harry character was based on the cop, Toschi, who was investigating the Zodiac Killer case for the San Francisco PD. And, that was obviously completely over sensationalized and didn't give a damn about the real case at all. It turned it into just an over the top action movie. And I think he really wanted to avoid doing that. As a matter of fact, Toschi worked very closely with him, consulting with him on this movie when they were making it. And one of the reasons he did is because Fincher promised him that he was not making another Dirty Harry. That's not what this movie was going to be.
Right. Yeah, and you guys both brought up, and especially Kat, you said that this was the best true crime movie that you ever seen, and I don't know if this counts. It's not really, true crime, but about a famous serial killer, and Helter Skelter from 2004. I don't know if either one of you guys has seen that.
Helter Skelter is good.
Helter Skelter's amazing. Oh, Rob, you got to check out Helter Skelter, dude.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name who played Charles Manson. Cat, right or wrong, that was Charles fucking Manson to the T.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to compare the two because that's what I thought about because I like that movie so damn much, and it's really hard to compare the two because you're talking about somebody who was in and out with a gun and all the more of a mental manipulating thing, although Charles Manson was all that, but Charles Manson was such an out there character where you can get away with all the drugs and the cult shit and and look at the murders of who I forget that actress's name and all that, dude. That
Sharon Tate,
right, dude. That was fucking it had all that, all that was built in. So it's not fair to compare the two. Because that was made to be an interesting movie, but this was, there was authenticity. This is probably the most true crime movie I've ever seen. And again, I respect that, but I don't know, man. I'm not going to sit and say this was bad by any means, because I do like that kind of stuff and I did enjoy it, but this just felt like I felt like something was missing for 2.5 fucking hours, man. I feel like I could have got a little bit more somewhere.
I don't know what more you wanted. They this case, the funny thing about this case is that it went on for so long
Right.
You know, they were receiving letters and stuff over the years, and really went on for a long time. And it also was so wide ranging, and there were like these little divergent paths that it goes down, and these weird side notes, like the mom and her baby on the highway to near
Yes.
Modesto. That was weird, and was that really the Zodiac killer? And what the hell was going on there? And the killing in Riverside, and they go down that path, and then there's that, the weird guy with the basement.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many divergent paths for this movie to go down. And I don't know. I feel like there were moments of great tension in this movie.
There were a few, yeah.
I think that the scene with the mom and her baby, I think that is a tense moment. I think the moment again in the basement was a tense moment when he ties up the couple by the lake when he's wearing that creepy ass outfit.
But notice that the first two examples of tension that you had were not scenes where people died. Like there was a lot of tension in the movie, but it felt like it was not focused on the victims, which isn't necessarily a complaint. It's an observation, because this is there was no way to focus on the killer and make it an authentic movie. But usually from a movie going perspective, we usually have stories that are told from the perspective of the victims or almost victims, and stories that are told from the perspective of the killer. And it fell in like the focus wasn't on either of those things, which makes it very unique, but it does make it kind of hard to reconcile, like in terms of what in relation to other films.
Yeah, the focus in this movie is, I mean, we're seeing it from the perspective of a cartoonist who's decided to investigate it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly, really, when you think about it, but that's what happened. And we do get some of, the actual investigators too, but it's mostly told from Gray Smith's point of view, largely because it's based on his books, I would assume.
The book was. So.
Yeah. I agree with that, but I also think that when they do show the murders in this movie, I think they're probably more realistic to how they happened. He didn't. The only time he took a long time with people were the couple by the lake. The cab driver, he shot him. That was it. The couple that were parked in their car, he just, rolled up and shot them, and that was the end of it. And it's hard to draw out tension in that, I think. And I also think, like, especially the first killing that we see where he shoots that couple in the car, it happens so fast that it's almost shocking the first time you see it.
The couple in the car bothered me a little bit, just because it's the couple that gets lingered on the most, and there was such a weird dynamic between those two.
Yeah.
Which is, and again, you don't want to over sensationalize something that's based off of a true story, but on the other hand, it was a little bit distracting. Like it kept me from being, I think if you had been very invested in that opening scene, if you had been rooting for the couple in the car instead of wondering like what their dynamic was.
Yeah,
they were a very unusual couple. I think that would have made that shot like very, very effective, because it would have been immersion breaking, but I wasn't immersed in that opening. The opening scene, I think, is one of the weaker elements of the movie.
Oh, I wholly disagree, but I love the way it's everything's done. The music, the way he like, I can never hear Hurdy-Gurdy Man again and think of that scene. But yeah, the dynamic between the couple, and it's not really well explained in the movie, but it is kind of mentioned through my 100 viewings of this movie. I've picked up on it, is that she was married, not to him, and he was younger than her, and so it did create a weird dynamic between the two. And I think you're right, it's not really well explained, but that was all intentional. But still, I just, I think that sequence is beautifully shot, especially at the beginning when you're seeing from out of the car from the driver's perspective. I assume every time I watch this, and I've seen this movie a million times and know it's not the case, but I always assume I'm seeing from the killer's point of view. But it turns out I'm not. I'm seeing from the woman's point of view. As she's going to pick this guy up. And then we don't see the killer until later.
The other thing that really threw me off was I did not think up until the husband is mentioned, I did not think the woman was old enough to have a husband. Like it wasn't until that point that I realized that she was supposed to be older than him.
Yeah.
Like the actress looked, she didn't look too young, but she looked like that age where they usually cast actresses like in their mid-20s to play high school students.
Yeah, I think actually she was supposed to be in her mid-20s. So remember, this was like 1968 or 69. People got married a little earlier than they tend to today.
Right.
And so yeah, I think she was in her early 20s, and this kid that she was with was probably, not significantly younger, but he was still sort of that awkward 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
And that's just a weird dynamic, I think. But yeah, I love that because the car pulls up behind them at first, and then it drives off, and they assume they're safe, and then he comes back, and then they think it's a cop, and then all of a sudden, he just walks up to the window and shoots him, and it gets me every time. And Hurdy-Gurdy Man plays. And then we get that sweeping shot across the bay at the port of San Francisco, which I absolutely love.
And not only that, in that scene, he comes back. Like it just felt, it felt so professionally done, as in like, a professional killer, but then it felt amateur at the same time, which, early on in that happening, obviously he was, and it's like, that came across.
I think there also was a bit of professionalism to him because he was, it's pretty much agreed that whether it was Arthur Lee Allen who committed these murders or not, whoever did was military. So there was a bit of professionalism to them, maybe not as, a murderer like that, but they knew how to handle a gun. They knew, they were combat trained in some way,
Right. Yeah. And, it's little shit like that, because I got that, that feel from it too, where it's like, and they even said, like, I forget which part of the movie it was, where they were saying how anyone in this room who hasn't touched it, like, everyone was getting fingerprinted.
Yeah.
They didn't know, like, is it a cop, or is like, it came across where it could be, military, police, something like that. I think my main disconnect was, I think that I didn't know enough about the movie. Because like I said earlier, this is my first time watching it. I didn't know enough about the movie. And I don't know if this was Kat's same thing, because she kind of seems like she's riding the same wave of this one as me. But I think
you guys are always riding the same wave. You guys
awesome. I have complaints, but I like the movie. Like I'm definitely more pro Zodiac than against it.
Me too.
There are a couple things that are hard for me to get over. It's good. It's well done.
I agree with that, but my thing is, I think I was expecting more of a horror movie. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be a full-blown, Halloween or anything like that. I get that. But I think I was expecting it to be a little more so that than a mystery. Because this was a full-blown mystery with some killing in it. So I think
this is listed. I think it's listed as a suspense thriller movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And that I think is accurate. I don't consider this to be a horror movie. I do think it's horror adjacent. Like when you suggested that we watch it, I didn't say no because I thought, well, it's close enough. We can talk about it.
There was a tiny part of me that was almost like when you suggested Zodiac, I almost asked why, because in my head it was very strange that we'd be talking about it, and then it was like, no, it's been a while since I've seen it. I'd watch it again. Like I'm happy to talk about it.
I wish you would have. No,
knock it off.
No.
Let me tell you something, Mikey. Your life is better now having seen this than it was before. I guarantee you that.
I'll agree with that because I've been wanting to see it. I love shit like that. I really do love shit like that. Honestly, like true crime shit. Like I told you, Helter Skelter. I love that fucking movie because, it was a really good movie. That's great, but. It was based on something real. And whenever you get to watch something that's based on something real, and, I bitch all the time. Texas Chainsaw is a good example. I just want to slap the shit out of people and go, oh, it's based on true stuff. No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop it. Like, it's
it was
not.
Inspired by it. It's not based off of, there's like a distinct difference in there.
It wasn't even inspired.
The skin suit is enough to inspire the writer that wanted to...
I don't even give them that. I don't even give him that much, Cat. I really don't, because like the dude didn't even have a fucking chainsaw. The movie's called Texas Chainsaw. Don't even get me started on that shit. But my point is, like a lot of times, you get based on true stuff. Like, wasn't The Conjuring? Like, I'm sorry, I understand the ties with Amityville. No, I'm not buying it.
The Conjuring movies
were real.
Yeah,
right?
well, quote unquote real. I'm using finger quotes.
The Conjuring is based off of real people, though.
Yeah, it's based on, and their real investigations.
Like, I very seldom will go to bat for The Conjuring. But
I will go to bat. Here's what I go to bat for in the Conjuring universe. The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, I like both of those movies. I don't like any of the side movies. That's where the Conjuring universe falls apart for me. And I do enjoy the two like main Conjuring movies, though. And yeah, those are based on the Warrens, real investigations into these events.
But how much of those movies, the shit that happened in it actually occur? You know what I mean?
That I don't know.
Right.
And they, but we do have, there's a long tradition of horror movies saying they're based on real events. Right. Back to, as you said, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Return of the Living Dead claims to be based on real events. When you watch
that's what I'm talking about. Chill, yeah. See, like, no. Come on. And even Amityville, that I love. I live on Long Island. I'm from New York. Like, I feel strongly about Amityville. I'm not going to sit here and act like that wasn't a Hollywood movie. Yeah. Like, so, but this is at least something you can say, okay, this happened. All of this
I didn't know
happened.
You lived on Long Island.
Yes, I live on Long Island.
You live next door to Billy Joel?
I wish. That'd be really nice. I'd be in a whole different tax bracket if I lived next to that stuff.
He's never driven his car into your living room or anything, has he?
No.
He likes to do that, apparently.
I am unaware of what you're talking about, but it frightens
me. I think he's done it like twice. Drunk driving and smashed into somebody's house.
God damn. That would be disappointing. Yeah. Although, you hear the fucking crash, all the sound, it's got to sound like fucking hell coming on Earth. And you run down to your living room. What the fuck? There's a car in the living room. And Billy Joel gets out. You're like, oh, yeah. Hey.
Yeah. My first thought would be, I just hit the fucking lottery.
Right? Yeah. Let's just drop to the floor. Oh, my back.
Yeah.
Back. Oh, yeah. Billy Joel, $2 million. My back.
He's out there. Keep your head on a swivel.
I got to move closer to Billy Joel again. We should be joking about that shit.
Yeah. But Zodiac, they meant deep to make sure that they got it as accurate as possible.
Right.
And does that make it less of a sensational movie? Yeah. But
that's not a bad thing, though.
No, I think it shows a dedication to telling the story, as close to the way that it happened as we possibly can know it. And David Fincher, for the record, is just an incredible director. I will see anything he makes, and I have a hit or miss history with his movies as far as like story wise, but they're always extremely well made, and I will watch. He actually just had a new movie drop on Netflix today as we're recording this, and I can't wait to go watch it. But he's just a brilliant director, and I think this is, in my opinion, this is his masterpiece. It just takes all the elements of what makes a David Fincher movie great, and it comes out perfectly. The performances, I think, are amazing. All throughout, from Jake Gyllenhaal to Robert Downey Jr. to John Carroll Lynch is great in this movie. To me, Mark Ruffalo, you can't forget him. He's great too.
I think this actually may have been the first thing I saw Mark Ruffalo in.
Really?
Oh, really?
Damn.
I think so, yeah. It's weird because I remember him like as the Hulk, but I think I definitely saw Zodiac before he was in Avengers.
Yeah, because he wasn't even the original Hulk. That was Edward Norton.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Yeah, what's his name again?
Edward Norton.
Oh, was it? Then who was? Who's the other one I'm thinking of that was the Hulk?
You're going back. One. Yeah, you're thinking of the big.
He was on King of Queens.
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. Yes.
Yeah. The world's strongest man.
That's right. Purple shorts never look better.
Dude, green paint and purple shorts. I was watching those for a while with my son, and oh my god, they're so bad. They're just entertaining as hell.
Yeah, you don't talk shit about fucking that was good shit back then.
Yeah, that was awesome back in the day.
The old Ferrig.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching them with him for a while.
But yeah. So anyway, my whole point of that was, I think, and it's my fault for expecting it to be something that it wasn't. And I think that's why I kind of was left a little disappointed. That might be the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I think I didn't look into it enough, and it's definitely more of a true crime thing. So when you go into it expecting something, it's like, but you know what? I will say this too. It might not have had that a little bit of blood and I guess exaggeration, which is wrong to ask for in this, is kind of what I wanted, but it did have the mental aspect. And I think that is something that is very horror and underrated. Like when he called into that talk show, like, dude, that was some dark shit.
Yeah, that's another weird little path this whole case went down too. Yeah, the calling into the TV show and everything. And one of my favorite lines in the movie is when they're supposed to go meet him and they get there and the guy's like, "Oh, you guys really know how to put on a secret meting?" Well, there's helicopters in the air and shit.
Well, I mean, what did they expect? He went on a national talk show or whatever it was, and I mean, come on, everybody was going there. But that was funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of great moments, I think, in this movie too. Like I mentioned the beginning and, you know, the killing in the car and then that sweeping shot of San Francisco Bay. I love the scene when they go to interview him for the first time. John Carroll Lynch's character, whose name, Arthur Lee Allen, when they go talk to him for the first time and he's at work and he comes in that room and all those circumstantial clues start coming together for Toschi, like the watch and the boots and all that different stuff starts to come out in the interview, and he's convinced it's him, but then they can never quite prove it. But I think that interview scene is just fascinating to watch how it plays out.
Yeah, there's a lot of mental shit that took place here. And, you know, even though it didn't have any guts and not much blood and all that, it's like, you know, you can't overlook stuff like that, because I think that's much more of a subtle attempt, which is much harder to get across, too. I mean, for crying out loud, people sit and watch fucking Jason Goes to Hell. Right. You know, they will sit and watch that fucking movie because there's blood and guts and people are dying in cold way. It's not hard to put something interesting together by doing that. But you really, when all you have is, you know, an old white guy talking to somebody you can't even see, and it's able to capture you the way that scene did. I'm not taking nothing away from that, man. That's impressive. Like, that really was, like, when he screamed, and they were like, what was that? Yeah, like, oh, it's my head. Like, dude, that's dark.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just, you know, like I said, I think that there's a bunch of little interesting characters in this film and a bunch of just moments. And it's, you know, to me, to watch David Fincher put it all together, and then the way he shoots San Francisco. And you know, like I love the when they're showing the cab from above before he kills the cab driver, and they've got the radio talk show on,
right?
And they're just talking about different things and some of the different stuff that's going on. You know, where the guy's like, "I'm less worried about him and more worried about the hippies hanging out in the haze,"
right?
And, you know, and all that stuff. Like I just love that. To me, it's just brilliant. It's sort of setting the tone for the era and the city and everything at the time. And then we get the murder, which happened so fast. And then, you know, and that's where we, you know, there's also that after he does that, the first call goes out from dispatch that it's a Negro man they're looking for.
Right.
And then it gets revised. But by the time that's happened, 2 cops have already seen him, but they didn't stop him because he wasn't black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always think about that. Like, imagine being those 2 cops. You know, he was right there. And
I felt so bad for those 2 cops.
Yeah, like you didn't stop him, and it's not really their fault. They got a bad description. That's not what they were looking for, you know.
And he mentioned in one of the letters, I think it was, where he's pointing out, I forget after which murder it was, but oh well, you guys could have got me in the park, but you know this, like they were so close, and you know we hear shit like that with these famous killers, like Son of Sam. You know, like how many times were they like right under his nose, and they just especially with cop work and all that shit from back then to today, and we can get into that, but you know, it's really cool to see that because it happened. Like that's the thing that I always go back to with shit like this. It happened, like it literally happened. Like it's just crazy because I don't know. I picture things like when you kill somebody, it's like, you know, you're hiding out in like some abandoned warehouse, and you know, like dude, like imagine just being around, like the guy who was able to take multiple people's lives is just walking among you.
Yeah.
And you have no fucking idea.
Yeah, Son of Sam, speaking of him, there's a great movie by Spike Lee. Have you seen it called Summer of Sam?
I seen parts of that. I didn't finish it.
It's not a true crime movie, really.
No.
Like it's not based it's not really even about the Son of Sam. He's part of the story, but it's really about that summer in New York with the power outages and everything, and the characters in a neighborhood.
It's everything this movie didn't want to be.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a wonderful movie. Spike Lee, by the way, terrific filmmaker. I love his stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a really great Spike Lee movie. It's tragically underseen. So, you know, check that out. But it is not really a true crime movie as much as it is about the characters
Right.
in New York that he's featured. Yeah. So I don't know. Zodiac, like I said, to me, this is just a masterpiece of a film. It's easily top 15, probably top 10 for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys have to hate it so much.
I don't. Cat, let's see what he does. You see?
I see.
Shame. I don't hate this movie by any means, Rob. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting. I think the time is really what threw me. Like I was sitting here, like, God damn, man! Like I got shit to do. Like, what the fuck? And I didn't even look. I don't know why. I always look at the time, and especially when a movie's dragging, I'll pause it and look at the little bar on the bottom, and I'll look at the time. And I didn't do any of that. I just rode the fucking wave with this one, man. And damn, was it a long ass movie. But you know what? I figured, I was like, damn, this had to be like a 2-hour movie. So obviously it was good enough to where I did not feel like it was almost a 3-hour movie. I didn't think, I was shocked when I seen that. I think it pissed me off more than anything.
That can throw you off in a movie. I will admit that. I've had that happen to me 3 times in my life in theaters. I saw Schindler's List, Casino, and Heat, all 3 in theaters, and had no idea how long they are. They're all right at the 3-hour mark.
And then you stumble out, and it's like dark out. You're like, what?
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, Schindler's List. When I went and saw that one, I was hungry beforehand. I was like, I can wait. Go pop in and see a movie real quick. It'll be all right. This movie's supposed to be great. And it's a great movie. But good Lord, I was starving.
I had a similar, when I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I had no idea how long it was. And I was like, I was kind of hungry going in, and I left in the middle to get food from I was like,
how dare you?
I was so hungry, and I was like, I know it's going to be like, it's almost got to be over. And while I was like waiting in line to get my hot dog, I like looked at the runtime online of the movie, and I was like, well, no wonder. I was like stunned. I got out, and I had been in there for, you know, like a couple hours already. It was,
I love that. That's Tarantino's best film, in my opinion.
It's a wonderful movie.
Great.
I went and I saw it a second time to catch like the few minutes that I missed in the middle. Like it's very good, but I was very disoriented by how long it was.
That was a Blu-ray. I didn't even wait for the Black Friday sales at Best Buy to buy. I just went ahead and bought it when it came out. I didn't even care. Such a good movie.
Yeah, the time, man. I still haven't watched The Irishman, and I'm dying. Robert De Niro is my favorite actor, far and away. I can't, man. I can't sit and watch and it's almost like I refuse because I don't.
The Irishman is easy to watch though, because it's on Netflix. You can just pause it and get up and go get a drink and make yourself a snack and come sit back down.
Dog.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I actually I quite like The Irishman.
Rob, when I sit to watch a movie, I'm watching the movie.
Oh,
that pisses me off when people do that.
You're going to the theater checking your damn text messages in the theater. You're not there to watch a movie.
But my ass is still in that seat the whole time. I will not get up to pee nothing.
sitting around playing grab ass on the phone instead of watching a movie.
Well, if you would just sit one seat directly next to me, maybe we could play a little grab ass. But that's
I'm not sitting next to anybody.
Damn it.
Weirdos, get away from me. I'll wear 2 coats when I go to the movie, so I can put one on either side.
Rob. Have you heard of the popcorn trick?
Oh, I know about the popcorn trick.
That's all I'm
Please,
gonna say. I'm gonna leave it there.
I'm a master of the popcorn trick.
There's a woman present. I'm gonna leave it there. He said I'm the master
You're
of the
welcome
popcorn.
to our listening audience.
He just said he's the master of the.
Damn.
I didn't even catch that. Oh man, that's wow, Rob. Okay, I didn't know. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was funny. No, I just refuse to watch a fucking 3-hour movie. I won't do it, and you practically made me fucking do it, and I was. Mad.
I like long movies. I think
no.
A lot of my favorite movies are long. I don't mind it. You know, if the movie's entertaining enough, I want to spend as much time in that world as I can.
Yes, but I don't know. I just isn't that what sequels are for?
No, what are they going to make a Zodiac 2? That'd be stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
And they wouldn't get, Fincher wouldn't come back to make it, so they'd get like, Rennie Harlan or somebody to make it.
You know what though? In all honesty, as much as I'm bitching about the time, come to think of it, when we actually did an episode on Helter Skelter on this show, and who the hell was on that episode? I know it was Dismay, and I can't remember who else. Maybe Bobby. I don't know. It had to be Bobby. So, actually, no. I don't know who the fuck was on. Point is,
was it Crap Pants? Whatever that guy's name was.
Quarter Pocket? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Corner Pocket. Whatever. I know it's CP something.
Quite possible. You got Crap Pants. Quite possible. But either way, Dismay's main argument with that movie, she never liked anything good either. Quite like you, Rob. But she said that there was, this was missing, and that was missing, and this is missing. And my answer to her was, well, how long do you want the movie to be? And, I guess that's a catch-22 for what I'm saying right now, because, I credit them for everything they did. That's why I'm not, I just want to be clear, I'm not saying it all is bad, or I don't like it or anything. I respect the trouble that they went through, because they were as thorough and authentic as they could possibly be. And if you could, even if you don't like the movie, you gotta respect that at least. And they did that. Like Helter Skelter, there was a ton of shit missing, and they could have made it a longer movie. But it's like, where do you draw the line? And I think they got as much of the important stuff in, and there's a lot of it. And kudos to them for doing that too.
I don't. I don't know what you take out. I mean, I don't think that anything that is in there can really be taken out, because it's telling 2 stories also, this movie. Yes, there's the story of the Zodiac Killer and the investigation, but it's also taking a step back to look at these men who are obsessed with catching the Zodiac Killer.
There's that ripple effect where you see the impact that these headlines and this news cycle had on the people who were interacting with it. And I think that's something Zodiac does very well. Like, very, very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you've got like Mark Ruffalo's character who keeps trying to get back out, who keeps trying to get out of it. But he keeps getting, much like Al Pacino, he just keeps getting pulled back in, And, Jake Gyllenhaal, his character's just, he just keeps spiraling deeper and deeper. And then you've got guys like Robert Downey Jr., who covered the story for a few years and couldn't care less.
Yeah.
It's yesterday's news. And he keeps looking at Graysmith and saying, what are you getting out of this? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But, that's an interesting, I think, take on that, too, to look at why these certain guys, at least, can't let this thing go.
Yeah. I'm not mad at this movie at all. It's something different than what I was expecting. And yeah, I guess, because I will sit and rewatch this, because I got lost a couple times, because like I said, I was doing some other things while I was watching this, and it's...
See, look at you, grab-assing again.
I wasn't grab-assing. Okay, I was grab-assing a little bit, but I stopped grab-assing, because I quickly realized that, this is not the movie that you can grab-ass with, because you gotta pay attention. So I do plan on rewatching this eventually, not in its entirety again, because it's a long fucking movie. But now, like, kind of like what Kat was saying earlier, you go in knowing what it is, you can handle it a lot better. So I plan on doing that. So
yeah, I appreciated it so much more on the rewatch.
All right.
Yeah, I will rewatch it again soon.
Damn. To sit.
Where do you find this time?
Right, yeah, I was just gonna say, a 3-hour movie. It's not like an hour and a half. You're watching 2 regular movies.
What else do I got to do? I mean, we got a pandemic going on. You can't go anywhere.
You can't be Mr. Popcorn Trick all the time anymore.
No, you can't do that. God knows what you'll get.
You know, Kat, as dark of a hole as this is to go down, Rob did say he enjoys going to the movies alone.
Yeah.
So, you're the master.
Oh no, the two implications together are a little bit troubling.
Yeah, Lord Almighty, gee. What?
I get my popcorn. They're like, "You want butter?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got my own."
Oh no, you know what? Hold on.
Sweet Jesus.
What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? That is.
I said what I said, man.
Kat, you didn't get to know Bobby Spitzer. That's a Bobby Spitzer line right there. If I've ever heard one. Good Lord. Oh, shame! I feel like I need a shower. Shame on you. Damn.
I need a third glass of wine.
You need a bottle. What the hell? Anyway, I'm really mad I made that joke. God, fuck, that backfired quickly. Damn it. But yeah, you know, one more thing I wanted to mention, because I don't think we spent enough time with it. Man, that scene with the woman on the side of the road and that baby and all that, dude, that was one of the best scenes I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And like, that was the subtlety of it, that like all that was like, see, that I wanted more of that. That right there, a couple of more spots would have been fucking perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, she gets in the car and he goes, "Oh, I didn't know you had a baby."
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, what's he say? Before I kill you, I'm gonna throw your baby out the window.
And then there's that one shot where she's like asking about the baby, and you know, the guy didn't know that the guy that found her didn't know she had a baby, and it pans over to the bush, and you don't know whether or not you're about to see a baby that's been thrown out of a car window or you know, a baby that has survived. And there's just like that split second where it's very, very tense.
Yeah, because I assumed, and it was the way he said it. Like, he said it like he was asking her what she wanted from Dunkin' Donuts. You know, like, it was so nonchalant. So the subtlety of it, man, was what made it even better. And then, like you said, you cut and you didn't even have to see anything, which is the greatest part. I think that was genius, too. They didn't show you anything more from that point on. You just got picked back up there. And, I mean, yeah, I assumed that he threw that baby out the window. I was like, oh, my God. And, you know, that was... That right there, man, was fucking... That was, like I said, one of the best scenes I've seen in a movie in a long time.
Yeah, they did a really great job with that. And, you know, and again, it's not scary in the horror movie sense, but it's scary in the sense that happened to that lady.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You know what I mean? That really actually happened to this woman. And, you know, was it really, you know, the Zodiac Killer? I don't know whether it was really him. I don't remember if they were able to conclusively tie that to him. Although they must have to some degree, because I think that was part of it. They didn't want to put anything in the movie that wasn't reliably tied to the actual killer himself.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing, because he claimed there were various letters that came in that claimed a number of different killings that they were never able to link to him one way or another.
There were a few that they said that they were proven he didn't do, right?
Yeah, and they do mention that in the movie too. Yeah, there were a few where they were like, you know, we've already got the guy for this,
right? Yeah.
And stuff like that. You know, but it's such a difficult case to sort out, because, you know, are all those letters from him? that they got.
That too,
it's
yeah.
just so difficult. And you're talking about the late 60s to mid 70s or whatever. They can take it to a handwriting analysis and stuff, but the I don't know that the forensic investigative science, whatever it is up to par to handle a case like this at the time.
Yeah. I mean, all that stuff has to be taken into account. It's all there. God bless that police force having to deal with that bullshit, though. Good Lord.
Right, I know. Like when they opened up that tip line and it just call after call after call, oh. And then they show him talking to some of those people too.
Yeah.
It's like he started working here and he got his foot crushed in a machine, and then 2 weeks later the killer started happening. You think
coincidence?
Coincidence?
Yeah.
I think not.
Maybe.
There's a limping bandit running around shooting people.
Yeah. And then one lady, she's like, and then I cut all their hands off. Zodiac Killer didn't cut off anybody's hands.
And when the one woman is talking about the murder weapon, and she's like, a gun, and they're like, are you sure? And she's like, no, it was a hammer.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that just, you got to imagine that's going to bring out all the nut jobs.
It goes to, I mean, imagine being on the, like, everybody, I think, when you talk about true crime stuff, and especially all these famous serial killers like Zodiac Killer, you always talk about the killer. Like, I don't think the police on the other end of that shit get enough shine of that. Like, God, man, like, not knowing where to begin as it is. And to the point where you're walking past this guy in the middle of the crime scene and you don't even fucking know. And you got all this shit being handed to you. It's like, well, what the hell? What's real? What's not? What's up? What's down? And they got to sort the shit out. Like, it is no shit. Like, I would be shocked if this ever was solved. Like, I'm not surprised that something like this, and as ballsy as he was about it, like, it's crazy. How do you figure it out? Like, there's so many things going so many different ways.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know 100% at this point.
No. It's too much time has gone. It's crazy. That poor mail opening lady, though. Ugh.
I know, right? Yeah. I hate going to work every day to open my boss's mail.
Yeah. Get fucking bloody clothing and all this shit.
Yeah.
Poor lady. But guys, is there anything that we haven't mentioned? We went off on this. This episode is going to be as long as the damn movie.
I'm trying to think for a second. I think the version that I watched, did you guys watch it on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
There's maybe I missed it somehow. I was watching the movie, but did it have the scene with everybody wearing the buttons that say "I'm not Paul Avery"?
No, it cut to the gun range after, where like there's the comment about it, where you could make a fortune selling these things. But no, that scene was I'm glad that I'm not hallucinating that scene.
Is that in a director's cut or something?
It's gotta be, because I looked for it.
Because that's a great scene, and then eventually Robert Downey Jr., who's playing Paul Avery, grabs one and puts it on.
Which I think is maybe why I remember, because I'm a huge Robert Downey Jr. fan. Like, I remembered that scene very distinctly. I was looking forward to it, and it was like one of the few scenes I like very distinctly remembered.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, Mikey. Somewhere out there's a longer cut you can watch.
No, that's great.
What's the runtime on that one?
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't realize that there was a different cut until I didn't see that scene.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, no, that's not happening. Like I said, look, you guys, I already said I'm going to rewatch the damn thing again, all right? Leave me alone. Like, I'm not going to watch longer.
If you're going to watch it anyway, like, what's the extra, if you're committing, like, 2.5 hours, the extra 15 minutes or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah, right? I mean.
Maybe.
There is a director's cut.
Oh, great. That's good to know.
I'm trying to find a runtime on it.
Oh.
No, it says runtime 2 hours 37 minutes, but
that can't be right.
No.
Huh.
That's not right at all. Well, there is a director's cut anyway.
Oh, well.
I don't see a runtime on it though.
2 hours and 42 minutes.
Oh, That's an extra 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes. It's not even as long
Sounds like
as I thought it would be.
sounds like it's that
Yeah,
one
I was gonna say,
scene.
what was that one fucking scene?
Yeah. Yeah. The studio was fine with the long runtime, but like, we got to get this Paul Avery button scene out of here.
That extra 5 minutes just as a deal breaker.
God almighty.
I also love the scene where they go to the bar together, Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal, and he orders
get the
that
blue
that,
drinks.
that blue drink with the umbrella and stuff, and they're talking, and this can't go unmentioned. What the hell are you drinking? And then it cuts to them having drunk just a ton of them.
Hey man, that happens. I've been lured into those fruity drinks, and I'm not ashamed to say I do enjoy a fruity drink.
They're tasty.
Sometimes they're really good. I used to go with my friends in college. We'd go to the bar, and the first drink of the night, we would ask for the girliest drink they had.
Oh God!
And so we would get those kind of drinks that were all pink with umbrellas and fruits and stuff. And a lot of times they were delicious.
Does a tequila sunrise count as a girly drink?
No, that's a good drink. It's tequila sunrise.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Anything with tequila and it can't be considered too girly.
That's true. That's true.
Even if it's pretty with layers.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
some, those are the ones that sneak up on you too.
Yeah, they're no
oh,
joke.
Yeah, yeah, and all that sugar and
Yep. You don't notice a damn thing.
everything. You're gonna have a hangover the next day.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with those girls.
Yeah. You don't notice a damn thing until your face is pressed up against the toilet seat, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yep. I have been there. I do like my tequila, and a lot of times I'll sit there and I'll be just watching TV, drinking some tequila, don't feel a thing, and then I go to stand up to go to the restroom or something. I'm like, holy shit.
There it is.
Oh man, I just picture Rob drunk as hell in his drawers with rubber around the TV.
Oh, man.
That's a good night in the Humphrey household.
That is. That's living a good life right there.
With a big old bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, you know it.
On that note, anything else to mention? Please, God, no.
I don't think so. I think we covered this one all right. You guys got a score for it?
Oh boy, a Portnoy.
I would give this an 8.7. Like
All
it's
right.
I wouldn't put it up to 9. I usually like 9s and 10s are things I reserve for things I could watch like over and over and over and over again. And again, the runtime on this in terms of rewatchability is a little bit prohibitive. Like I enjoy it when I rewatch it, but it's not going to be a regular viewing experience for me, which kind of keeps it from that 9. But it's good. Like critically, it's very good. There's not a lot to pick apart.
Damn, man, that's a high one. Rob, where are you at? I know you're probably about higher than that.
I am a 9.7.
Oh, Minky.
I got a small talk.
Yeah.
Full point higher.
What the hell?
Yeah, 9.7.
Damn.
I take it it loses 0.3 because I recognize that the plot gets a little convoluted and you can sort of lose your path if you're not paying attention along the way.
Yeah.
But I've seen it so many times that I'd never lose my way in the movie anymore. But I understand how people can do that. But to me, it's a nearly perfect film.
Damn. All right. You're really not gonna like me. All right.
I already don't like it.
Good to know. I'm not gonna disrespect it, but you guys are up there. I mean, Rob, you're damn near at a perfect 10. I will give this a 7.8.
That's not terrible.
It's not bad. It's not. I mean, you guys made me feel bad, though. Is my point.
You're way too low.
If you had gone first, it would have been,
Yeah. Hopefully, I'd have made you guys feel
a
bad.
7.
7.8. That's almost an 8. Damn it. Not
Yeah.
bad. Not wrong with a solid 8.
It's an awesome movie.
Yeah. Just a little too long. That's my knock. And like Rob said, I got a little up and down. And I guess part of me is also knocking it for me not looking into it enough. So maybe it's not fair, but neither is life. So it's 7.8.
To be fair, the first time this came up on This Horror Life, it was when we were doing our true crime episode.
Oh, son of a bitch, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, and then the second time that it came up, it was me asking Ghost if she had watched it yet. And not understanding why, because she claims to love true crime and to love movies, and why she wouldn't watch a movie about something that I didn't understand it. She's never going to watch this movie, by the way.
Hindsight. You demanded that girl watch this movie. You demanded somebody to watch a 3-hour fucking movie. Like, nobody's got shit to do.
She ain't got nothing to do. What's those doing?
Oh, my God.
Ain't doing nothing. She's sitting around right now waiting on me to record with her on Sunday. That's it.
That's... Wow. Okay. Is that what we do all week until Friday night?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Everybody's just waiting. Just waiting to get together with Rob.
Yeah. That is exactly what we're doing, Rob. Exactly.
These nuts.
Anyway. All right, guys. You can go check us out at slasherradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at slasherradio. Don't forget to go vote. Oh, shit, the poll. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
It's closer than I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
If I'm being honest. I don't.
Damn.
It's 64% in favor of Scream 2.
What is with my Twitter notifications?
Oh, yeah. IR Chris is up. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Please. Yeah, he's up and drinking probably.
Yeah, probably. All right. All right. The poll is currently at Scream 2 is winning 64.3% to 35.7%. And that 14 votes for between 2:30 and 3:30 in the morning is not bad. Damn. All right. Well.
So just so everybody knows, there is no way I'm reading all these tweets. I'm just not.
Wow.
I'm just going to pretend like that's not happening.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to let you know right now, there was Rob Humphrey slander in there.
I'm sure that there is. There always is.
All right. As long...
I can't get a fair shake.
There's a popcorn trick joke waiting that I'm not going to make it. I'm at Mikey's Dead. Rob, where are they finding you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter at RadioRob123. You can find me on This Horror Life as well. Do an episode every other week, and that is my show with Ghost. You can listen to it wherever you're listening to Slasher Radio.
And Kat, where are they gracing you with their presence? Or vice versa, maybe. I don't
know. That would be at Cat Velour, underscore in between the two, capital C, capital V, O-E-L, O-L-E-U-R. Wow, I can't speak
Even
either.
She doesn't know how to spell it.
I don't know how to spell it anymore.
You know what? I had this ready for you, and I'm going to play it anyway, even though the correct...
Even though I got it wrong.
Yeah, even though I got it wrong. You don't want to listen. All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. We will be back next week. I hope it's not with Santa Jaws, but you never know. Good night from Slasher Radio.
All the best of Slasher Radio podcast.
God damn, man.
Oh, I can't believe you'd give that movie a low score.
You just said it wasn't that bad.
I was being nice.
Since when?
Behind the scenes.
The second it ends. The second. What the hell? Good night from Slasher Radio. God damn, man.
Holy shit, I can't believe you'd give that movie a low score.
You just said it wasn't that bad.
I was being nice.
Since when?
Behind the scenes.
The second it ends. The second. What the hell?
I'm gonna start giving the Portnoys first because I feel I'm very easily influenced, but I also feel very confident in my ratings. Like as long as I haven't heard anybody else's, I feel good about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of times with the ratings, I just decide. All right, I try to remember what I gave it on Letterboxd and then double it to some extent. But Letterboxd, this is a 5-star movie because Letterboxd is 1 through 5. This was a 5-star movie on Letterboxd, but I did knock it a couple.
My God, Letterboxd. You and Letterboxd is...
Dude, that app is amazing.
Wow. You're like a...
I don't know how you even live without it.
You're like a female with Pinterest.
Oh.
Letterboxd. My God.
Yeah, no, Letterboxd is amazing. I'm on there all the time.
But yeah, my Portnoys are swayed too, man. Kat, you made me change mine last week. It's easy to, because you start thinking, you're like, oh man, you get self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen to me.
I jumped in there really fast.
Yeah, you went
this week.
You
so it didn't
threw
happen.
your balls right into the tub with that one. That was a high. I was surprised.
Yeah, and you know what? I genuinely think all of the movies that would rank higher than this for me, you guys would be mad about me ranking that high.
If any of them are in the Saw franchise, I would lose my mind.
We should have did Portnoy's.
3 of them are in this franchise. No, but I have intentionally, because I have to be civil to you guys, so I've been not listening to the Cabin in the Woods episode. But Cabin in the Woods, perfect 10. It's the only movie 10 out of 10 across the board.
Do not listen to that episode. It will make you lose your mind.
No,
I have no idea what in the hell movie these guys watched.
I have people like when I said that I was I had a couple friends who listened to some episodes like right before I said that I was coming to do my test thing, and I had one person who texted me at like 4 a.m. that was like, "Don't listen to the Cabin in the Woods when you'll get mad."
Oh my
God! I
God!
was like, what?
Kat, seriously, if you go back into the backlog of Slasher Radio, there are so many terrible takes on movies. It's unbelievable.
Cabin in the Woods, like favorite movie of all time. I love it so much.
They hate Cabin in the Woods. They hated The Thing.
Dude,
see, I don't get that.
I talked shit about Cabin in the Woods for like 2 months straight. Like that movie pissed me off so bad that just
it's so good.
It's not.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so genius. And but they hated it. And I don't understand, like, and then sometimes they'll do an episode on a movie that I can't stand, and they would love it. They'd be like, oh, 30 Days a Night, that's a masterpiece. I'm like, that movie's a piece of garbage.
No, that was dismay. I did say I liked it, but she was the one all gung-ho about it.
That movie sucks.
Damn, man. The Cabin in the Woods. Cat, what? First of all,
10 out of 10.
You don't have to be civil with us. I mean, listen to Rob, for crying out loud. But I hated Cabin in the Woods. You know, we do have to start doing some, because we've never done an episode on a movie we've done already. We do have to start.
Can we revisit Cabin in the Woods?
I am ready to
I'll
fight
go to bat for that movie.
I'm ready.
I don't know. Yeah.
So good.
There's a fucking mermaid.
Yes,
yeah,
there's a mermaid.
There's a damn man-mermaid thing. Like, what the hell?
It's a merman, yeah.
It's a
and
merman.
it's awesome.
And he gets to see one before he dies, but it's the thing that kills him. I love Cabin in the Woods so much. It's the first movie since, and you're gonna hate this. These are fighting words, but it's the first movie since Scream that I think has been able to like accurately make to poke fun at the horror franchise while being a horror movie, while showing respect to the genre. Like, there are gentle pokes. There's on the whiteboard, like when you pause it and they have angry molesting tree on there. That's my favorite horror Easter egg of all time. That's so funny.
This Cabin in the Woods cosplayed as a horror movie. Okay, that was like Scary Movie if it wasn't funny to me.
No,
yes.
It was. First of all, it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was
way
much
funnier
funnier
than Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Like, hands down.
I agree.
Hell no. Okay,
I
no.
100%
And
agree.
it was scarier than I'll go ahead and say this too, because I'm already making enemies left and right. It was scarier than the Evil Dead remake.
Okay.
Too. So
no, I don't agree with that.
I do. I would.
No, I don't agree that it was scary. It was better, but it wasn't scary.
It was both better. I had a tough time. That's another one of my famous unpopular opinions, was I did not like the remake of Evil Dead.
I thought the remake was excellent.
I would throw a grape at you right now if I could. Honestly, I really would. How dare Scary Marlon Wayne? Come on, man. No.
Fran Kranz. Also, on a related note, I have a little bit of a crush on Fran Kranz, but
I don't even know who that is.
Here nor there.
But Josh Whedon is involved in Cabin in the Woods. He's awesome.
That was back when I still really liked Joss Whedon. Also, before he did Age of Ultron, and I got mad.
Yeah, I mean, they can't all be winners, but he's still the guy who did Buffy. I mean,
Buffy, yeah. Buffy and Dollhouse. Dollhouse, when people ask me like my favorite horror TV show, I always say that Dollhouse is, because it's like, it's treated very much like a sci-fi thing, but it's dark. Like, if you take even a second to think about how creepy the premise of Dollhouse is.
I never watched it.
It's about these it's about the tech. Someone has invented the technology to completely erase a person's mind and reprogram them for a short period of time. So you essentially get like roped into this organization, this like underground corporation that like rents out human beings that have been reprogrammed to like pretend to be whatever the person needs for a few hours. And it was deeply upsetting. And it was not popular. Like, no one liked that show, but I think it was like maybe the most disturbing thing that Joss Whedon has ever done.
That is pretty dark and disturbing. Although if that existed, really I could get me a girlfriend, Mikey.
You could go to the movies with me. You just don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just still stuck on the fact that you guys said that Cabin in the Woods is funny, the scary movie. I can't believe
it's much fun.
Angry molesting tree was on the whiteboard. And then there's that scene too where like it cuts to, Japan having the perfect record, and then it cuts to the school children like having successfully performed the seance, and it's like, fuck you.
I love it.
Fuck you.
I love it when the guy, the harbinger of doom, keeps calling and they keep putting him on speakerphone. Cabin
in the Woods, comedic gold.
Yeah, that movie's hilarious.
It is nowhere near a scary movie. I'm sorry. When that girl Buffy was on the stage and the guy was on the top row going, "Oh, that's my girlfriend," and then the guys in the crowd, "Hey, that's my girlfriend too. I hit that too." Come on, man, no way. Get out of here.
All right. I will say this: I haven't seen Scary Movie in years.
You got to watch it again.
In a long time. Maybe we have to do a Cabin in the Woods versus Scary Movie episode.
I'll throw hands and I'm down for it. God damn. I got to get someone in my corner for that one, though. I am not about to get... Because you guys mean this shit. I need help. There's no way I'm taking on the both of you on this stuff. I got to find somebody.
That's true. Because Cabin in the Woods is the one that I watch on like a fairly regular basis.
Yeah, I do really like Cabin in the Woods. It's a really funny movie. I haven't seen it in a while.
The only problem is I know that Ghost really, really likes Scary Movie, and I think she said she didn't like Cabin in the Woods, but my fear is her and Kat are going to get along with fucking with us, and she'll turn on me at some point, and I can't have that. So... That would be mutiny.
I don't know.
And I gotta really think about this one.
I don't know her feelings on Cabin in the Woods.
I think she didn't like
or
it.
Scary Movie.
I know she likes Scary Movie a lot. That I know.
We haven't really talked about it. Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking God, you guys. Oh, I can't wait to do Cabin in the Woods versus Scary.
No, it's fine. Everybody craps on my favorite movie, The Shape of Water, too. I don't know why.
Oh, I liked Shape of Water a lot. I got mad that it was treated. I like just the utmost amount of like critical acclaim that came out for it, and it was like, just admit that you want to watch Doug Jones and fish porn.
No,
like,
I don't.
I love it.
No,
I love the movie, but I'm like very upfront that I'm like, that's, it wasn't like I wasn't there for the artistic quality, and it's like I poke a lot of fun at Shape of Water.
I absolutely love that movie. It's my favorite movie ever.
You are so bizarre.
It's so wonderful. It's so beautifully shot, and there's just so much going on there. Del Toro's a genius.
You're making like this big artistic case for it, but it's
because it's a very artistic movie.
It's fish porn. It's
well, yeah, it is. It is if you're a child.
Between all the fish porn, Rob is sitting there going, "Ooh, the colors! What the hell?"
Oh, it's such a beautiful movie. I love it so much.
Though one of the main reasons I watched it is because Doug Jones fascinates me, and the fact that he was able to, because he doesn't move like a human. Like, all of his reactions are very alien, and I think people don't credit him as being like as good of an actor as he is, because he doesn't have a lot of speaking lines in any of the things that he's in. but he's very talented. There's a lot
great.
of like body work that goes into
being a fish.
Fish erotica.
Yeah, being a seductive fish. There's a lot of work that goes into that.
Yeah, no, he's great. I like Doug Jones a lot. By the way, Doug Jones from Indianapolis.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. You know who else is from Indianapolis? This guy right here.
Oh my God.
Me and Doug Jones, just alike.
I'm gonna let you both know. All right. I don't even know what episode this is. Oh, we're running up on 200. Okay. I used to fucking sit and research, and like I'll do a little bit of it every now and then, but for the most part, I watch the movie, jot down a few notes, and I freeball it. I am going to prepare for this scary movie versus whatever the fuck Cabin in the Woods. I'm going to prepare for this episode like you guys cannot imagine.
I'll make you a promise. I won't prepare for it. I'm willing to defend Cabin in the Woods just on things I know offhand about the movie. I'm confident.
I normally do the same thing, Mikey. I'll watch the movie and take notes. Tonight, watching Zodiac, I didn't have to take one note. I know that movie like the back of my hand. I was ready for it. I just sat back and enjoyed it.
But I'm talking like, I might have a fucking chart on my wall. Like, I'm going to go ham for this one. I'm letting you both know now.
Go ahead. It doesn't matter. It ain't going to make that movie any funnier.
See, that's the thing. I like Scary Movie okay. Some of them. I liked the first one okay.
Second one was good.
No.
The second one was my least favorite.
Come
and that's
on.
counting 5.
No, I don't remember.
Also garbage.
I don't remember thinking any of the sequels were good.
Oh, Rob.
Well, 3 was okay.
3 was good.
I seem to recall vaguely.
I think everything past 3 was garbage. I don't even remember which one 3 was, to be honest with you. Oh,
I remember I almost didn't watch it because I didn't like 2, and then I was surprised. I was like pleasantly
3's
surprised.
when they were losing it. Charlie Sheen saved 3. That was the best part of 3. But
Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen, damn it, yeah.
That was his best role.
If Charlie Sheen saved your movie, you don't have a whole lot going for
Wild
it.
Things and fucking Major League. Don't get me started with Charlie
No,
Sheen.
that's the only good Charlie Sheen
Two
movie.
and a Half Men.
Is Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men?
Charlie Sheen was
wow.
2.5 Men.
Oh, the TV
Yeah.
show. The TV. No, I was thinking A Few Good Men.
Oh my god.
That show's not funny.
I'm not gonna try and defend Scary Movie 3. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great, but I'm gonna rope in. You guys gotta let me rope in Scary Movie 2. Scary Movie 2 was really fucking good.
Yeah, if you want to ruin your case by bringing in Scary Movie 2.
I don't remember liking Scary Movie 2.
I'll allow it.
I haven't seen that since like theaters.
I don't know if Kat's allowed to drink wine when we record anymore. Jesus Christ, she's lethal.
She got a little feisty.
Right?
I like it.
I do too.
I like it.
Damn. No, Scary Movie 3. Come on, man. The caretaker with the little hand. Come on, man.
Oh no, I hated that.
Gross.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Let me use my
and
strong
that is
hand.
insensitive to little hand people.
I know somebody who had a little hand, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shit. Oh, I can't wait for this one. I can't wait. This is going to be a good time.
What about Cabin in the Woods versus Scary Movie versus Santa Jaws?
Well, Santa Jaws is its own masterpiece.
Yeah, let's you know what? Can we just do Santa Jaws next week and fucking get it over with for crying out loud?
Yes.
God damn it.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, I feel like Kat's gonna just explode on us if we don't do Santa Jaws. All right, guys, you ready to get it rolling?
Bobby out of jail yet?
I don't think he was in jail. He actually...
I just assumed he was in jail when he quit doing the show because he was going to jail.
No. Shockingly enough, he's not in jail. I was texting with him a little bit today. He sent me some videos. I'm afraid to...
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't open them.
Well, they're on YouTube, so... if he posted them, they'd probably be taken down by now.
Yeah.
What the hell did he send me?
The chance me. Stay tuned.
Fucking send me a Dan Marino video. That kid will send the most random thing. What the fuck? Dan Marino. I don't know. Oh shit, hang on. I gotta go. I forgot to get cigarettes. Well, they're
you
in
gotta poop.
I do not gotta poop. I will
You're
be
going to poop.
I am not gonna poop. Although I do have something slightly related to that to bring up to you guys once we start. So hang on a second.
Oh, great.
That's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Really looking forward to the rest of this show now.
I'm gonna grab a second glass of wine, maybe.
Son of a bitch, I'll just sit here by myself.
Yeah.
See, look, I'm back already. There's no way I could have shit that fast.
It doesn't matter. Cat's gone now.
Oh, well, maybe she went to poop.
She said she was getting a glass of wine. I think maybe she went to poop too. I don't know. I'm just sitting here by myself. You motherfuckers are out pooping.
There's no way. Even if I wanted to, and trust me, I've tried to shit fast. I couldn't shit that fast. Oh, God, dude. Remember I told you at work, like, I can't. Dude, this is why. This one guy blew up the fucking toilet yesterday at my job.
Represent. That's how you do it.
Dude, I walked in and, like, I had to pee real bad. And, oh, God, if I didn't have to pee as bad as I did, it was so bad I almost turned around and left. No joke. I was like, God, and he was still in there, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how you do it. Let everybody know.
No, because now I was waiting, too. Like, I was sitting by my desk, like, I can't wait for this motherfucker to come out. Who did this? When he walked out, I will never look at him the same again. I'm like, you dirty-ass bastard.
Yeah. Need to go to the doctor.
God, it's stunk, man. Holy shit.
Damn, Cat passed out. Get wine.
I'm here.
Oh.
Cat blew through a whole glass of wine. See, neither one of us could have pooped that fast. He's blaming us for pooping.
She was pooping too. You both were pooping.
We were.
Leaving me sitting here by myself.
All right. You guys ready? I'm sorry.
Ready.
Yeah. Damn.
What's the damn for, Rob?
I've been ready for 47 minutes.
Oh my God.
You guys got... Oh, hold on. I got to go take a shit.
I think we'll be waiting another 47 minutes.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.